with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently?
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave, or we would detain them and remove them, and they'd not get the chance to come back to America the right way. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Okay. Did you bid out those service contracts?
Yes, they did. They went out to a competitive bid, and career officials at the department chose who would do those advertising commercials.
And the people that you ended up picking were people who had formerly done your political work back in South Dakota, is that right?
The room inside the Senate hearing chamber grows quiet as cameras roll and senators prepare their questions. The discussion centers on spending, accountability, and how taxpayer money is used inside the Department of Homeland Security. What begins as a routine oversight hearing quickly turns into a tense moment when Senator John Kennedy raises a question that immediately captures attention. Kennedy directs his focus toward Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, and the topic is a massive government advertising campaign. The amount in question is staggering, $220 million spent on television advertisements. But the real controversy is not just the spending itself. The ads prominently feature Secretary Noem. As the exchange unfolds, Kennedy begins pressing for answers about how the ads were approved, who authorized them, and whether the contracts behind them followed proper procedures. The moment quickly becomes one of the most talked about exchanges from the hearing.
I believe you have a policy, Madam Secretary, that you have to approve all contracts at your department over $100 million.
No, sir, I have a policy in place that I review contracts. My deputy chiefs have the ability to review anything under $5 million. Above that, I evaluate and look at.
Okay. And you do that, I understand, to try to curb waste and abuse of taxpayer money. Is that right?
Yes, sir. In fact, it's been extremely effective. We've saved the taxpayers over $13.2 billion just by evaluating contracts, negotiating lower ones, and canceling ones that aren't necessary to do our duties.
How do you square that concern for waste, which I share, with the fact that you have spent $220 million running television advertisements that feature you prominently?
Sir, the president tasked me with getting the message out to the country and to other countries where we were seeing the invasion come from, with putting commercials out that told them that if they were in this country illegally, that they needed to leave, or we would detain them and remove them, and they'd not get the chance to come back to America the right way. That has been extremely effective.
Ask you to run these advertisements, is that right?
We had that conversation, yes, before I was put in this position and sworn in and confirmed, and since then as well.
Okay. Did you bid out those service contracts?
Yes, they did. They went out to a competitive bid, and career officials at the department chose who would do those advertising commercials.
And the people that you ended up picking were people who had formerly done your political work back in South Dakota, is that right?
No, that's not correct, sir.
I think it is.
No, it's not, sir. The individuals who, I believe the careers who they chose were two different media firms. There's been conversation about their subcontractors, but we have no legal authority to look into subcontractors on work like that.
Okay. And you're saying that you're testifying that President Trump approved this ahead of time. Is that my understanding?
We had conversations about making sure that we were telling people.
No, ma'am. I'm asking you, sorry to interrupt, but the president approved ahead of time you spending $220 million running TV ads across the country in which you are featured prominently.
Yes, sir, we went through the legal processes, did it
Did
correctly.
the president
worked
know
with
you were going to do
OMB.
this?
Yes,
He did?
yes.
Okay.
And one thing, Senator, I think would be helpful to know is how effective that communications has been. That
Well, they were
overwhelmingly.
effective in your name recognition. I mean, I personally just, I mean, to me, it puts the president in a terribly awkward spot. And and I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. It's just hard for me to believe, knowing the president, as I do, that you said, Mr. President, here's some ads I've cut, and I'm going to spend $220 million running them, that he would have agreed to that. I don't think Russ Vogt at OMB would have agreed to that. It's something we have to defend. I'm on the Appropriations Committee. My research shows that you did not bid them out, that you pick, in fact, one of the people you picked, the strategy group, Safe America Media was a company formed 11 days before you picked them, and that the strategy group got most of the money, and the head of that is married to your former spokesperson. Look, we all have friends who are qualified. I'm not quibbling with that. It troubles me. A fifth to a quarter of $1 billion of taxpayer money when we're scratching for every penny and we're fighting over rescission packages. I just can't agree with, Madam Secretary. Are you still running those ads?
No, Senator, I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors. No politicals at the Department of Homeland Security did.
I understand. Are you
Career
still running
officials
those
followed
ads?
the competitive bid process for
Are you
that.
still running
Everything
those ads?
I think the ads are due to end here in March, I think within a week
So
or two.
they
I'm
are
not sure of
still
the
running?
update. The one that is running is focusing on angel families. Have you seen that? It is the one that's talking about this is our why. This is why we work every day.
Okay.
Is for the angel
I've gotta
families
move
and their
on.
victims that need to.
In the end, Senator Kennedy's line of questioning highlights why congressional oversight is such an important part of government. When hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars are involved, it is reasonable for lawmakers to demand clear answers and full transparency. Kennedy's concerns centered on accountability, and his persistence showed a determination to ensure that public funds are handled responsibly. Many observers believe his questions reflected what ordinary taxpayers often wonder when they hear about massive government spending. After all, $220 million is not a small amount, and citizens expect strong justification for every dollar spent. Kennedy's approach emphasized that protecting taxpayer money should always remain a top priority. By pressing for details about the bidding process, the contractors involved, and the decision-making behind the campaign, he underscored the importance of careful scrutiny. Moments like this remind viewers that government officials must always be ready to explain how public money is used. Kennedy's questioning also reinforced the principle that even powerful departments and leaders must answer tough questions. That kind of accountability is essential in a democracy where public trust depends on transparency. His firm but direct style reflected a commitment to fiscal responsibility and honest oversight. In the end, the exchange left many viewers with the impression that Kennedy's determination to seek clarity was not only justified but necessary.